Loud about that.
Well, it's demanding too.
Yes, exactly.
It's the time.
Yep.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You think only got 2 people in there.
Yeah, I know.
Call me in order.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda for today, unless there's any additions or deletions.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Passed.
Can I do both the minutes in one motion?
I don't see why you couldn't.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for February 9th and February 13th.
Okay, I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Both motions approved. Meetings attended, Sean.
Oh, Lord. I don't know, a lot of emails, a lot of meetings, all around the budget. This afternoon at 5 o'clock, I gotta go to Mount Pleasant with Cindy and go to child development. I got one with Lana either later on today, and I gotta meet with Leah out of public health, so, yeah. We had what? We were Thursday, we were over at
The
auditor or assessors.
the conference board.
I heard they were happy about their not getting raised, but that's just too bad.
They didn't advocate very well too.
Right. Exactly.
I had a Russ meeting last Wednesday. We set new rates for all the 11 towns that we sewer. For every supervisor in 9 county. Their budgets. And talked a little bit about the public health regionalization. It's pretty new, but people need to know more about it.
Is that happening this year, you think?
Matters who you talk to. I think it's something that throw it out on the wall, just gonna see if it sticks or not.
Well, pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. That's all I got.
Well, like everybody else, we had a lot of calls, a lot of concerns. There's been a lot of articles. I don't know if you had a chance to read them, but some of them were doom and gloom and had at the transfer station meeting. That's doing okay. Things are tight everywhere. What we're having a problem with is people paying their bills once they bring us their trash and big companies. So what we took is interest rates to 3. Did we go to 15? I think 15 was where we ended up with, one or 10. We wanted 10, but I think some people wanted to go to 15% interest. I can't remember. We talked about both of them so much, but I think it's 15%.
On overdue account.
Yeah, because right now we's at 3, so it's cheaper to not pay us than we'll borrow money to keep your business
Yep.
going. So we raised it up where it's a disadvantage. We needed to do something. I think Joe said we had at that time, because the book showed 64, but I think it was like 50. I think somebody paid their bill right for the meeting, but no, things look good. We just got a little bit of work to do out there and get things moved around. Again, I got all afternoon meetings, Iowa workforce, early childhood, not early childhood, but community services. Our community action, and then we got a meeting tonight. That's what we need there. That's it. Okay. Any public input for next week's agenda? I didn't see any payroll changes in our file. There's a ambulance report. Did you see the ambulance report?
I did.
Okay.
Looks like they're in the, it looks like they're in the black.
Yeah.
And, according to their budget, they were. 53% and we're over halfway, so. I will, talk to Susie when I'm out at the jail, out at the complex this afternoon.
And also, I was gonna, last week after they left Friday. I think. There was some confusion in the courthouse about. They thought that the city was gonna be the union. I don't know if you've heard anything over there, so they said that they might not, they went back and told their employees that they weren't gonna have to lay off now because of the union might get them out of it.
I have not heard that. I'm not
Well,
in the loop as much as
so
somebody else.
I wanna make
is.
sure that we let them know that that part's already been taken out. And just, I hate to do that to employees to go back, so if we can let anybody know that that part has already been taken out and we are moving forward with
I
that.
can't help but think even with the union reduction, we're still gonna be in the hole
Absolutely,
Mhm.
at this point.
you're correct.
We're just less in the hole.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure that gets put out that what
Okay,
this was basically just a sheriff's discussion Friday, basically sheriff jail, dispatch, union. And somehow it got taken that it's gonna be the savior of our financial woes, so I just wanna make sure it gets.
Yeah,
passed.
Alright.
yeah,
So,
that's. I know who is saying something, so,
just so that everybody's on the same page, 'cause
yeah.
apparently
And
everybody's
everybody
not
has
on
their
the
own
same
page
page and we
to
wanna make sure we're all in
Yeah.
this, working together here.
you guys have a couple license, let's do that a little bit since we're quite a bit ahead of schedule. It's 13 and 14. I give two copies to you
Yep.
guys.
I have Cedar Crest, looks like an alcohol license, class C. I haven't heard that there's any issues there, so. I will make a motion to approve Cedar Crest Golf and Country Club's liquor request.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, and I have a Casey's Marketing Company, say which store it is, but it's
Has to
a,
be Newport, I would think,
3449.
well, it's probably, the only one out in the,
county.
it's a Class E retail alcohol
Yeah, there you go.
license.
That a motion?
That's a motion.
Okay.
Bruce Lee.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and that's something, I wanted to I was thinking about the other day. What are we gonna do with that, 200,000 in consumption? Are we gonna forgive it? We're gonna ask him to pay it back, or we need to discuss it while we're doing budgets?
What was the paper that everybody signed? I mean, that's, I guess, it was long before my time, but
Selena had
go back to.
the resolution.
Read me the agreement and we'll see where it's at.
It was our resolution 2022-43, and then I attached the minutes. They agreed to pay it back by July 2023.
That was last July.
Mhm.
In full? No payments? I mean, it was it
It
a
was
payment schedule
to
or
be
just
in full,
a lump?
and then the gentleman that Jim, who used to come in here, Ingram,
Yeah,
had said that they had like 90,000 in payments coming, but we had never heard.
He got fired.
Okay.
yeah, that's my way of saying it.
Mark for that comment,
What did?
probably for that comment.
Oh, no, there was some other things he was.
Well,
Wasn't all about that. Can I read that? Thank you.
you bet, we can't help but ask.
Well, I was just
Maybe-
thinking,
Put that
maybe
on the
they'll-
agenda.
Yeah,
Put that on the agenda next week.
maybe they'll lengthen the terms and
So they loaned 75 to pay off a note and another 75 for. A line of credit, basically.
the reason I'm asking, I know we're in a very tough situation, but this is already taken out of another budget. Previously, and it came out of our supervisors. This is before the lost and everything else. Since we did donate to Waplos. Is that something that could be an equal forgiven or? I'm just bringing it out as chair.
yeah, that's a good point.
Well, our election for the emergency management is March 5th. Do we want to wait and see what that happens, and if it passes. Move some of that money to pay it back to general fund to pay that
It
off.
didn't come out of general. It came out of the supervisors sell the county home fund. So it did not come out of general.
Okay,
This will not be replaced back to general.
so
Am I correct in saying that, Selena?
Mhm.
Okay.
what's the balance on that county home fund?
I cannot tell you.
And
the
what do we
balance
use
is.
that fund for, obviously besides this
Before the loss,
can
we
do
used it
some
for
research.
building.
maintenance?
Maintenance.
You loaned the conservation some money for
For
commercial.
some land, we loaned it out of that.
It's that they make payments on.
Yes.
They're paying it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started out as money from the sale of the county farm. It was used to get an engineer to design the jail. And then we paid it back. We've always tried to keep a fund there to start new projects. Or. Is probably the best way to explain it.
Yep, I think you did good. But the reason I'm saying that is I know if we don't. Think about this at least, because we give one department 200 and some thousand. And it's not coming back into general, so it's not gonna be a help for that. Do we forgive it? I'm asking you guys just to keep. Cause you said something one time, Sean, about what are we doing for that area over there? I think we need to be thinking about it.
Okay,
So put some thoughts out.
let's talk about that.
Yep.
a little bit. I'm not necessarily against it, I just would like
Yep,
to
nope, I want you
take
to
some
think about
time and.
Let's just table that or put it
Yeah, we
on hold for a while.
not talk about it and
Yep.
put it on the agenda.
Yeah, cause if it's not gonna go to general fund, then it ain't gonna help us anyway.
No, it's not coming back to general.
I mean, it's just going to a savings account.
Yeah.
Now, it's not fair to not have them pay it back and you're forcing the conservation to pay theirs back, but. It's all this, they got a cookie, I didn't get a cookie kind of thing.
But we've helped. Both ambulances.
I don't disagree with that. I agree.
Okay, we got a few minutes here. Board appointments, we kind of. Our minds been somewhere else.
That's not on the agenda, that's just for your
Yep.
record, yeah.
But we still have some opening spots.
I'm working on the Board of Health, so. That one I think might get resolved here soon. I don't know about these other ones.
I've got. Board of Adjustment, Brian T to come up with
A name.
a name.
The Southeast Iowa Regional Planning Board, that take that off, there's only 2 allowed from each county, so that one I thought and got that. So there's no openings on that one at all. We can only have 2 representatives from each county. Planning and zoning, you think of a name. Jack's staying on the landfill, I guess.
Okay, so don't worry about that. See down to
That's it.
2.
So if we
Which
could,
2? Spitz, we gotta replace Spitz and. And
the Board of Adjustment.
Board of Adjustment. So 3 public buildings, yeah. Okay. Put this back in.
Okay.
Done. Close.
I just saw him walk.
Oh, okay, he's here, okay,
He's in, but down there somewhere.
okay, thank you. I'll get that down and get a little closer for you. All initial my claims. Yeah, Lauren. No checks to sign. You're up.
All right. Got an email from the DOT last week that they are gonna come back to us with some changes to the entrance and Highway 61 around Wapello. Meeting next week on Friday. I sent you guys the link. So, or the link is gonna be,
A Zoom meeting?
well, it'll be in person and Zoom, so.
Well, but we better get something posted, because I'd like to be there too, and I'm sure somebody else will be, so.
Yep.
So-
It's not this Friday, correct?
No, it'd be the first
Okay,
one in March, I believe, so.
okay.
Selena, can you make sure that happens?
I emailed it to you. To you guys, so. I emailed it.
Cause I want to get in person.
Yeah, there's gonna be more than one supervisor at that meeting, so we'll have to post that. What time? Do you remember? I'll look at my emails. I don't recall.
Sure, I can just look it up on mine.
I think it's 11.
It'd be,
The meeting gonna be at
March
your
1st
office?
at 11.
At your office?
yep, March 1st, Friday, March 1st at 11. Location will either be at the office or at City Hall. We do need somewhere with computers, maybe it would make sense to have it here. So we can, because there's gonna be DOT staff here, and there's gonna be some of the designers from Ames.
Here, we can Zoom.
Okay.
Okay.
That would work for me, so.
11:05 here.
Good.
Other than that, guys are out cutting trees and things like that now. We did some cutting out there on X-37. We ended up hiring that out to get some help to knock the trees down, and then we'll go in and clean up and burn and all that, so. Other than that, we're working on projects and stuff, just getting the bridge design, getting permitting done and stuff like that, so. Other than that, just get through this budget season, so. Any questions from me, or?
Gravel hauling or anything is.
We're gonna wait till first week of March. Get these trees done, we gotta get our sands stockpiled up in junction and get our wings off and things like that, but first week of March will be the plan, so we'll bust loose then, so. It looks like weather's gonna be pretty nice next couple weeks or so.
We're not out of the woods yet.
Yeah,
Hang on.
I know,
But
yeah,
the 10-day forecast is more 60s than 20s.
It's that historically, when this happens, though, we always get about 6 inches of snow in March somewhere, so.
or the April 8th or something.
May
like
not
that.
last long, but
Boom.
Yeah. Well, last year I coached soccer and it snowed twice, so.
Yeah,
So
I have picked mushrooms.
snowed on prom one year.
Yeah.
It's thick, but it was snowing.
My problem here, it's snowed a bit too, so.
At least you guys can remember your prom.
27, 5, 6, 7 years ago, or something like that.
47 years ago. So.
Yeah. All right, well, that's all I have for today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay. Now we'll go with you. It's getting closer. Thanks for coming in early.
Yeah, well, I was running errands and then I figured it was gonna go early anyway, so the moment I drove back, Selena would have called me.
Yeah, so we're ready for you.
I mean, just like Adam, the vast majority of conservation work for me has been budget. We're working on, feels real weird to say this, but we're working on making our purchases, our grant funded purchases right now. So that we're ready for summer. I did have a question though, countywide. When I was looking deep in our conservation budget, we have staff that we do CPR first aid certification. Do we have any record, like how many people countywide have to do that? And is there some sort of way that we can combine everybody who does need certification into one fell swoop certification instead of,
Sure.
because in our budget, it's been like $65 per employee that needs it every single year. And I don't know if it's a Brian question, if there's any sort of discount that comes with everybody doing it at once, not everybody doing it together, or some sort of like contracted CPR.
Brian has their safety, so that would be a question, but I think too, if you talk to the guys over here at Waffle Ambulance, I think they would probably work you in.
And that's who we've used before, but we've just always paid for it, so I didn't know if there was something, I don't know how many employees need it, and if there's some sort of.
Hopefully everybody gets it, but it's,
Yeah,
but they don't work out.
maybe I can ask Brian if he can make a list and then see if there's some sort of way.
Funding for that.
Yeah, cause that's what I would wanna know.
Yeah. But I know the gentleman over there would help.
Yeah, cause it's Sam who's done it
Yeah,
for us before and we always,
that's who always did mine, so,
yeah, it seems like there's gotta be some way to combine that
good question.
into everybody's thing. Honestly,
Talk to Brian first.
yeah, I'll talk with Brian first and then we'll go from there. All of the rest of, it's the maintenance guys have been checking parks, making sure that things are cleaned up from the winter weather. And then the wind has been breaking our trees like crazy, and then making a list for maintenance once things firm up a little bit, which roads, which parking lots, which areas need a little bit of love. And then we've been doing after the River Forks trash notification that we got from the public. We've been trying our best to have a presence in all of the areas and trying to keep up on I want to say graffiti, but that's not it. Issues that are happening, vandalism that might be happening in parks, so.
There any trash issues in the last week or two, have you?
Just this morning, down in front of Hank property, I guess,
It's gonna be an ongoing adventure.
I think we're taking care of that.
Yeah,
So,
we haven't had too many things that I would qualify as a dump, but definitely there's the, plastic bags with somebody's car trash that just get left in parking lots.
If you probably done it, when you mention it, I know Brandon's ill this week, but mention it to maybe over there at the next office to you.
Oh, yeah.
About keeping an eye on that area.
Yeah, just to kind of drive around,
Yeah.
especially at River Forks, because it's so far.
Wait for everybody.
I mean, you drive past a sheriff's home, a deputy's home, but it's.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll do that for sure.
And sometimes, depends if they put animal collection, but if they have trash, sometimes you can find pretty much who's done it.
Exactly, we always check it, but often, at least for us, it's things like fish guts and
Mhm.
all of those other disgusting things, so. That's it for my update.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Yes, you are welcome.
1 o'clock today.
1 o'clock today,
Okay.
we'll be there.
Out of off, but little question, it was gonna log out of Virginia Grove, did they get that done before the snows hit?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep, it's done, it's complete, they took what they wanted to take, most of it was from the north side of it, nothing got taken from the campground in or around the campground.
so,
And the top was frozen, the bottom layer was pretty squishy, so there's some ruts that we're gonna kind of smooth out a little bit. And then that's gonna be on Noah and Jacob's list to go, because some of the trees that were marked in the campground area that did not get taken in the timber harvest, some of those do need to go regardless of whether the company chose to log them or not, so they're gonna go through and prioritize those trees. I know there's one in particular that people hit their campers on and,
Okay, it's a nuisance anyway.
yeah, but it's done, got taken care of, and
They have full souls.
yeah,
Okay, I have a couple too.
yeah, no, they have them, and then depending on the situation, obviously, we'll, if we need to rent a cherry picker or something, we always get it figured out.
Okay.
Yep,
Thank you.
yeah,
Right.
thank you.
Thanks, Donna.
Yep, you're welcome.
Cindy, would you like to do yours early? She would be happy to.
Yeah, you. We can get rid of that.
All right, so the mobile food pantry takes place this Wednesday. We'll be doing 200 packages again to give out to clients. The local food pantry for January had 36 households and 87 individuals. That's pretty typical for January. The Food Pantry Coalition group, which contains pretty much anybody that does anything with food here in Louisa County, we're going to meet March 26th at the Morning Sun Food Pantry. 9:30 until 11:30 is our time frame, but sometimes it's an hour and a half, it just depends. The community supper will take place this Thursday, February 22nd, 5 to 6:30 at the Methodist Church. And my foot and bone traffic for January, I had 79 phone, 16 foot. I attended typical meetings that I usually attend for board meetings and that sort of thing. And I've looked over my budget, but it's a pretty tight budget and it's pretty small, so there's not much I can do there.
Thank you.
To help out, so.
Thank you for trying.
Yeah, if anything, I don't have to get the screens, the monitors, that's the only thing that I can see that I can check out of there, like. My computer screens are working, so I can continue on, so, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
All right.
See you this afternoon.
Yeah.
We're still on for this Friday at 8:30, right?
I think it's Wednesday now.
Well. We have the union negotiations at 11 on Wednesday.
Wednesday, but I meant
Oh,
our final,
yeah,
hopefully.
and I'll probably do it on Zoom.
You're gonna be gone.
Okay, I'll be gone Thursday.
So Friday, it's still at 8:30. Yeah, and we gotta be out there tomorrow at 11. 11.
Yes, 11, I think it's 11.
I'm trying to keep track of all these. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so Friday I'll call. Somebody wants to run the meeting. I'll just.
Yeah.
Who's Mayor Pro or you can, okay. Mayor, super, I'm sorry.
That's all right, that's.
Old habit.
Yeah.
Hopefully Iowa wins.
Watch that. Get home in time to watch that.
Yeah,
She
I
said-
did. That was good.
Kevin was watching it too, he said, record?
Yeah. In 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Paul Troy
She can,
Paul Troy still working for us?
No, he left and then we got that,
We got $2,000 payment from him.
it was, he left just after the budget. Just
Okay.
He was doing a little bit of
On the side,
Metcalf, we got
catch
Metcalf.
to catch up,
Yeah,
the training or something for the new guy with.
Yeah.
Metcalf. Took his spot.
Brian.
Brian. I'm trying to think
Right.
his dad. The attorney must be for how many years?
I don't know if it was hundreds of years, but a long time.
Yeah.
he come up the river on the Mayflower.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He was on the Mayflower and he lived a long time.
We have a big staff meeting where we kind of go over everything that's political and everyone.
Unless I drive along.
No, but you're gonna.
Did you guys review the Commerce Junction? deadline?
They had like 56 calls.
Yeah.
But a lot of them weren't.
There's quite a bit of no transport, I think,
Yeah.
you look at that,
There was like 9 of them,
a couple of DOAs, but
you know.
obviously won't be transporting those. Adam said he wasn't hauling rock, but they must have bought some. Oh, maybe it was sand.
Yeah, I'm saying. They're doing something. I see him coming from the Minneapolis. And then that one coming up down on the island the other day. I don't know if they were Curry's.
Well, that could be sand too.
Where they get this, I thought they get it from the phone. You know?
No, sometimes they get it from up in, right above Monsanto,
Oh, could be Norman Grill.
yeah.
Who owns that? I have no name. Bright Pond.
Boys,
Well, one time it
pandas around here, I don't know why we're paying
was
for it.
Acme, wasn't it? Yeah,
Good conservation, got a sand.
They come down my yard, you know, they.
Oh, they've got a whole river full of it.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
but down by me, you can get in all you want. When the wind blows down across the field down there where the irrigation is, you can't see.
Sand everywhere and we're paying.
I'm surprised at Fredonia, how much they've got.
Oh, stockpile.
Oh, my God.
That has to be many, many, many feet deep. You wouldn't think it would be that deep. Right there. You would hit something, clay or something so far down that that hole has to be huge.
Well, what was it out here to the river, at the bridge? They had to go like 30 feet below the bottom of the river to hit bedrock.
Did it really?
Yeah,
And they had them coffer walls in there that deep. Then they lowered that guy in there with a little excavator.
That's right.
You know, the river's 30 feet above you. You couldn't have paid me for that job. It was about this time of year.
Yeah, it was. But colder.
Talking about being a groundhog, you know.
Yeah, I don't think that job would pay enough.
You did the trust him. She finally sort of wanted to get away.
And they had like 2 rows around it.
Yeah, and it pumped in between the first row. Yeah. I think of all the years on fire department, I think I was on 3 rescues where the safety barriers failed. Or wasn't put in right, I should say, it was not used right. And then a week later, I had a whole cave and I was standing on top of the hole and broke my back. Yeah, that's weird. Just takes a second to get hurt.
Weird feeling seeing all that dirt fall on top of you.
No. You can buy. You can buy like a plug, or you can buy like.
Where are we at on the LP at the complex? Any idea?
40%.
Should be able to get through winter on that, though, can't we?
My idea is though, I don't know how much we have budgeted for this year. But I'd like to fill it while it's still cheap.
Yeah.
We paid what, $1.25 for the transport loads?
Yeah.
You remember?
That or a little, just a hair less, I can't.
And we paid up to almost $2 before, so that's the only thing that worries me going on next year's budget. We don't have much, but what do we have left budgeted this year? And that way we can fill it, we don't have to worry about taxing us on next year. Hopefully with the thermostat fixed, insulation in the building, maybe we can buy with the load. But next year's budget's bad. Well, I guess this year's too. We thought it was good.
You want me to put that on next week's agenda?
Yeah.
Because
I think all agreed Serpro's going.
Yeah.
Right?
we don't have an agreement or a contract with my top.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to do something different.
Yep.
I don't know what that is, but we'll get with the department heads out at the complex and
Here to help everybody's needs to help. Oh, my God. It's expensive.
What's expensive?
That Mullins body shop.
must have been another wreck.
I heard we had two.
Well, there was one at Brandon's, truck at Brandon's got hit a deer. I didn't hear about the second one.
Three now?
That I had emailed to me
Are they deer or what?
September,
Are they deer?
pardon,
Deer hits or what?
1, 2 were, and the other was. Back in September, I think was the. Utility. They were just getting. They were just getting
We're just getting caught.
money
on that
back,
one.
what do you call it?
Yeah, that one. I remember that one.
$20,000 though, isn't that?
That's about as close to total as you get out.
I would think it would be total.
On the trucks are 40 or 50 grand, you gotta put another $15,000 in radios and.
But didn't you buy that last pickup truck for? Right
It was
around
over
29?
80
Was it 80 with all the radios?
with all the
But
radios.
the truck itself, wasn't that below 30,000?
I think so, but it's like, Brandon told me, I think between 50 and 60 to equip it. Cause I had to put it on an asset sheet for daily, and they were questioning. The amount of it, the car costs like 29.3, I think.
That question.
We have to get them those little Yugos.
Bicycles.
Might spring for e-bikes.
E-bike I got will do 30,000.
Motorcycle.
No.
That thing's scary on 30 mile an hour. With my pay. So, it'll probably do 70 with somebody lying on it.
Downhill with a tailwind.
What? It hurt like heck to go the wrong direction, wasn't it?
Yeah, I ordered a helmet this year.
It's like 55 years ago, we'd love to have a bike that went that fast.
You
You
know,
better stick to your Ranger.
Well, we go to Wisconsin, you can ride them up there and it's just neat, but around here, they won't allow 'em. They're backwards. I don't understand. They're not tearing things
What,
up.
for your Ranger?
No,
your
for
bike?
e-bikes, they won't let us ride e-bikes on trails around here, but you go to Wisconsin, they open arm.
We got a trail out X 61, that's where Kevin goes.
Well,
And I try to pedal more than I do, but I do get lazy.
well, they claim that's how everybody hunts all this wetlands out north of town, it's on e-bikes.
It is.
The DNR will let them in so
They can sneak up to that.
and they even got little carts behind them to carry their deer out. My like the battery quit clear out against the river.
Motorized vehicle is a motorized
You have
vehicle,
to-
whether
you
it's
have to
gas or
pedal
electric, you would
easy
think,
still.
Like I just push the thing in the river and walk home.
which I don't care, but. Clearly they do.
Well, you went pushing the river, it's an investment.
No, I know.
I was worried about them getting so high. It's like UTVs when I first bought mine and I think it was 2011. I think mine's 11. I bought mine for 89.50. It's an 800. That same one now is 20 grand. Yeah, and
That's a cheap one.
That's
now.
a low end.
Yeah.
That isn't even
30,
close.
40.
Yeah,
Brian T said he paid 53,000 for his. And I said, for a UTV?
a four-door.
I said, no.
Windows, air conditioning.
It has a-
Cloth seats in them instead of vinyl or.
It's just crazy. Mine has heat in it, that's all.
They got an old Jeep sitting up on, Nick Jim Motors lot up there.
You looking at it?
That I said, I just drove by and seen it yesterday.
I'd rather have that than one of those two.
$40,000 UTV.
I don't know what the Harley shop was selling, down in Burlington about 4 years ago. You remember this before COVID?
They look like a Jeep, but
Yeah.
the motors in back,
Were they Chinese or something?
no, they actually had a little Chevy. Four-cylinder engine in them.
They were just cooler than heck.
But
Is that the little mini truck? Or?
It's like a mini Jeep.
it looks like a Jeep,
It looks like a kind of a Hummer.
and it looked to be neat, but that. Where you put stuff in the back of the Jeep is all motor, like if you want to haul a wheelbarrow load of wood up to the campfire, there's no place to haul it, but it's like.
But for big guys, it was had a lot of room. We looked at it, but yeah, I don't spend.
What are those little mini trucks that they have?
The little
Yeah.
Mitsubishi and Toyotas, they
Hillsdale's had a few of them down.
Yeah, that's what I've seen out there.
They got in, they'd have to buy an ocean going container full of them.
I bought a container full of them one time and sold them all to one person. I sold them to the Crane Naval Base. And I never bought any more, but
They didn't last as long as you thought they would.
no, it was pretty junky.
The parts is hard to
And
get.
for me to get in the front cab was impossible. That seat was like 6 inches from the steering wheel,
And the people are only 4'9" over there, so.
What's thinking that?
I just said it, huh? Sorry.
Well, wait,
You wanna make a motion on the claims?
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve the claims today.
No second.
any discussion? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Well, really, the biggest expensive secondary road is all fuel.
That fuel, what's the difference? Cause like down here, when we're what are we, 3 something down there, well, the pump, but if you go to Burlington, sometimes it's 40 and 60 cents cheaper diesel.
No, especially Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, how in the heck? Yeah.
Convert it all over to cooking oil.
Well, since COVID, all the restaurants are closing too.
It's true. There's a lot of them up in the Quad Cities that have been open for like 80 years that are closed. It's like, wow.
They can't find workers, they said.
Mhm.
Maybe we should go into restaurants.
Yeah. No, I think you missed that one.
That Corey, is she, do you know her, have a window for her?
Who's that?
That Corey, that was supposed to be here at 9:20.
I do not. We'll give her a little attention, I'm sure.
Was she on
She was on Zoom,
Zoom last time?
Yeah, she introduced herself.
but I don't have her number.
Yeah, I know you don't.
I got a email from her a month ago.
Oh, Facebook post on there the other day. So she's taking, what's his face's spot?
Yeah. I'm trying to think his name, is terrible.
Cole.
Cole, thank you, thank you, I've been thinking about that for hours. Wonder how he's doing, he's up Riverside, I guess.
Do same type of stuff.
Just for them. Okay, we'll give her about 5 minutes, would that be okay, guys, and then we'll schedule her for next week?
5 or 10 minutes is fine.
Okay. Randy, you have a chance to go over that solid waste bylaws, have you had a chance to look at it?
I have looked at it, yeah.
Yeah, and I brought mine, and made some changes, but
I think it should list the participants.
I think so too.
It's kind of generic that way, that it doesn't list them.
And sometime, maybe you and I can get together. Sometime in March, move that little building over, I can take my heft out there and. Or skid loaders,
More than happy to come down and help.
and we'll just move it over there and try and drag it over there, I'm gonna bring my skid loader over. I just got the apartment done last night, so I might bring it over and start moving that gravel, it's get, that loader's just too big to get where I delicately put it. But I wanna get that gravel hauled along the side of it, so I'll bring my skid loader over. Probably next week.
Well, just let me know. I'll come down.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna be gone Tuesday, I won't be here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Brother-in-law got a appointment in Des Moines, so I'm gonna take them up there.
Yeah, I'll let you know, but I wanna make sure it's dry, but I'll just bring the skid loader and start moving that gravel. Then move that electronic shed over there and put it inside and then she's gonna have
And get started using it over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I figured I'd get that gravel up next to it, cause people were off the
Yeah,
road.
right, right.
And I wanted to gravel that whole area out to the road, we didn't have to mow it. We got enough gravel. That's why I got so much. Yeah.
Yeah, the north side of the drive needs a little bit
No, it's,
attention on the side of it, you know,
which one?
the north side of the new drive. Cause it's a drop off there.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're gonna put rock on.
yeah, I am on both sides.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
that's
I was
why
out there this morning and seen, so.
Yeah, I went out there to just see if we was using it too yesterday. And then I'll get a hold of Alliant and see if they can come out and scope that or put that spotlight on that pole right there in front and just put them. I think I'm paying $35 a month for the ones at the old down by the bait shop. Reached, I know I can't do shut off too, but. So one light and light that whole thing on. It'd be the cheapest thing, you just pay a monthly, there's no meter on it, just you pay for an LED light. By the time we hire an electrician, it costs us a lot, so. I'll get a hold of Joe and. And my Joe and I have to do it too, because they might, they don't let just anybody call and. It's just like you got a
Yeah.
password. or-
Yeah, right.
Right, like dad on his stuff, I pay his bills. I always want to talk to Dad before they go any further, and I have all this passwords and everything else. Yeah, maybe we can do that next month.
Okay, the last budget we did was this one where we down to like -10% and 600, we need to lose another 603,000. In general basic.
Yeah, just making sure that was the last one.
Well, that's what that's my question, yeah.
I might, if you'd say something, Susan, maybe put a date on them for, we know.
Yeah, that's what I'm,
We're so.
I'm pretty sure that was correct.
Or, yeah,
Cause when we talking?
where's your book set that she did? Those have the most current. In knowledge.
Okay. I thought we was like 700,000.
Yeah, that's the 12% one. There was two differences between the two, I gotta remember what that was. One had something, and one didn't, I can't remember what it was.
I Kurt.
How are you?
Oh,
Good, how are you today? Beautiful day. It is. Beautiful day and boy, as you can.
Yeah, here's a 12%,
Yeah, that was 700.
700,000.
I thought we had 700,000.
that's 799 that I have, but this is.
So I don't think them other ones are active. And that's why I was making such a big deal, even like Sean said earlier, even if they cut, they're still not there.
No,
Well, we had some cuts today in public health and conservation. There'll be some people cut from those two departments. From
and if you do the furlough days countywide, you could say 200,000 or 300,000, but then wonder why nothing's getting done.
We gotta, on that UMA budget, we gotta put that raises. Can you have, if you could process, you look at that, or you look at that, or whoever.
Yeah, he's already turned that in. Has he been notified to come?
Let's put it on next week's schedule,
Okay.
and, because we have to address that,
Okay,
and then he'll have to repost it, the board, his board will have to get together,
okay.
and, right, everybody?
Or go ahead with it and amend the budget if we're running into time constraints. That's a backdoor way of doing it, but
Whatever way to get it done.
yeah.
Whatever legal way we have to do it.
Are we going to?
We're gonna give her, I think Sean said 10 minutes. so-
Okay,
well, I did go read some of the past financial things from the auditors, and one of the biggest things I saw on it was that we amend the budget after we spend the money, and we're supposed to amend the budget before we spend the money. And Friday, when all the department heads are in here, I want to make sure that we're very clear on from here forward that
No more spending.
amendments have to be made before we spend the money. Now, there's gonna be some grants and whatnot, that won't happen that way, I get that, but. This, you know, spending $100,000 and then coming and asking for an amendment. That, no, that, you don't have the money, how do you, just because you make amendment doesn't mean that
We don't,
the money magically appears.
Amendments are designed to move money around.
That's what the budget's supposed to be, it's supposed to be following the budget.
and I read 22s and the draft that I just received from my daily, and there was. I believe in 22, there were 4.
Yeah, we need to get it back
Can I-
down
A
to 2.
copy of my babies too. I got a small printer at home and it would kill it to print that many copies.
You got the draft, this is the draft.
I didn't print it off. I got the draft. I read it on, but if she's got a hard copy that I can.
Where did you get this at? It's just come out?
I emailed, I got an email. And it was out on Basecamp. I have to email each one of you separately now.
Mhm.
Yeah, cause I don't want no, I don't, that's why I don't answer group text.
No,
Um,
yeah,
I try to do it separately,
That's a
back to a
violation.
person.
Yeah.
Open meetings.
Yeah.
Well, Parsons will ask us a question and tell us the answer.
Separate.
In separately, not on the group.
so that's why I'm emailing you guys separately.
That's fine.
Cause it's really easy to hit reply, and if we're all on there, then
Yeah.
accidentally it goes to everybody.
Yeah.
I always check to make sure who it's going.
Always
to.
reply individually.
Yeah. Gosh. That's where it would be easier if there were 5 supervisors.
Yes.
Because then you could at least go to a fish fry together. I mean, you honestly, you couldn't. You pull up to the gas pump when I'm there, even if we don't discuss county business, people drive by and see you and make the assumption.
And we can discuss as long as we don't make decisions, but everybody thinks that you're making decisions. when we
That's
get
why
together.
it's easier just to
It's like the other night.
That's
All
why
it was is the information.
Friday morning,
give you the finger and walk the other way. I mean, I could.
Cause I met with Susan, I just would let you guys know what was going on.
well, we all 3 had homework and we was telling where we was at each other. We wasn't making a decision. We were trying to save jobs.
Yes.
And we get our fingers snapped for it. That pisses me off. Good old boys gotta do it like.
In no way I ever wanna violate it. I am not programmed that way and I'm not gonna do it.
But how do we do business?
And we have the informational right to talk, but everybody takes it over making decisions. So
Well, the discussion has to happen like it's happening now.
Yep, and that's why I try to.
Where people have the option of listening.
So now we'll just we'll call a meeting together and just.
A special meeting, then you call a special meeting.
What I say does not, I don't care if it's recorded or the press sitting here, I just pretend like you're not here, I mean, we gotta discuss.
Well, if Selena would have sat there 5 minutes longer, there wouldn't even been a problem that night.
Well, and that's what. Did. Adam Parsons get a hold of you
Yeah.
guys? Because he told me Friday, somebody called him that night. And he wouldn't tell me who it was.
Well,
And said that,
I got a good idea who it was.
and that's why I
I don't care who it was, it just was.
yeah, and that's what I didn't ask.
But it was information, we did not. All I did is told you what Susan, that I talked, I want you guys to know the same thing I did.
We was all. We did not make those decisions, we was making comparing notes.
There's 3 supervisors, there's not 1.
Thank you.
Yeah, the other
Okay.
counties that have 5, they don't know how good they have.
But they still get in trouble.
Yeah, but they can have 2 groups of 2 or.
Yeah, it's hard to read and try to make sure that one person don't know more information than the other 2, and that's not right. You should never know any more than the other 2, because it's a.
Right, or I look at it as.
I think that's a violation. If somebody keeps information from the other two, I don't know.
That's worse than.
Yeah. You know, and everybody, cause I won't stop somewhere if I see another supervisor. I will not stop, get gas, I won't stop.
Well, how many times have we been at the elevator store and?
Yes.
Both walked in to stop.
Yep.
I'm here getting nuts and
Well,
bolts. you
like
know?
last night, he was over at the new dollar store and I just left. I had to run out some stuff with Dad. I seen you there when I come through. You had your graduation, could have come through.
I seen that, they got surveyed flags over here. They must have been here and worked on.
Yeah,
Yeah, they came, about 3 weeks ago.
yeah.
I didn't read the flag until today.
The van and trailer was out here. Again last week.
So did we get the final report? Did we get the report yet?
No, no,
So as soon as we do, we need to,
yeah,
that'll help
I'll have that.
finances if we can get it sold and throw one money in them.
Should we start at 300,000 and work our way down?
603,000.
I got the number right here.
28 cents we can come down.
Leave negotiation room.
Another good one. Just a little wiggle. Hey, we figured this out. And that's if we take the new windows out and the boiler, you know, back in 2008.
Guys, we waited,
Yeah, I'd say call it.
Okay.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
meeting adjourned.
But if we can get it sold, then it can go on city's tax roll and they can get some property tax out of it.